Hello everyone. Today I will be talking about processed foods. Processed foods. And so, what are processed foods? Processed foods are fruits that have been changed from the natural states. They have been transformed, so we can no longer call them natural fruits. So they have been changed, they have been altered, and so we say they are processed fruits. These foods undergo pasteurization, canning, cooking, frozen, drying, dehydration, and a lot of additives, preservatives, artificial flavors, colors go into them. Okay. Examples of processed foods include bread, breakfast cereals, cheese, cakes and biscuits, drinks, soft drinks, tinned fruit and veggies, canned veggies, supermarket bread. All of these are processed foods. And so, briefly, I want to tell us few things we need to know about processed foods. Processed foods contain refined sugar. They contain high fructose corn syrup. They also contain artificial sweeteners. They contain artificial flavor, artificial colors, and preservatives. Some of them are very high in sodium. They contain higher amounts of sodium than the recommended daily average. Okay, now what are those processed foods we give to our children often? Some of our kids eat processed food for breakfast. Their lunch processed food is also included. Dinner, they eat processed. So sometimes their meal composition is like 80 to 90% of processed food, and they barely take natural foods. Okay, so some examples of processed foods our children eat, and even as adults that we eat, we have sausages and hot dogs. Sausages and hot dogs, they are all in the categories of processed meats. And according to the World Health Organization, processed meats are termed to be carcinogenic to humans. That's the World Health Organization. All termed carcinogenic to humans. Processed meat in its whatever forms we have it, hot dogs, sausages. And when we say something is carcinogenic to humans, it means that it has a capacity to cause cancer. It has a capacity to cause cancer. Another source told us that processed meats are bad enough to cause colorectal cancer. Cancer of the colon and rectum. Colorectal cancer. So I realized today that most parents offer their children hot dogs, sausages. It's part of their meal. When they take rice to school, they, include hot dogs, sausages. Whatever meal they want to have is part of their meal. So what are the alternatives? What are the options to hot dogs, sausages, and processed meats? You can offer your kids white meat. You can offer them red meat. You boil, you cook, and it retains its nutritive value. You can also give them eggs. Eggs are nutrient-dense food that are healthy, and it contains choline. Choline is good for the brain, especially for growing children. They need egg, at least one egg daily. So instead of sausages and hot dogs, replace the sausages and hot dogs with egg. Replace the hot dog with beef. Beef contains a good amount of iron for them. So let's try to minimize the amount of processed food we give to children because
Hello
a lot
everyone.
of additives, a lot
Today
of
I will
flavors,
be talking
artificial
about
flavors, concentrates
processed
goes into this. Some
foods.
of these
Processed
are actually
fruits.
harmful
And
to our
so,
health,
what
even
are
as adults
processed
and even
fruits?
to the children. So over
Processed
time,
fruits
the
are fruits that
accumulation
have been
of these
changed from the
chemicals
natural
they
state.
ingest,
They have
it
been
has a
transformed, so
long-term
we can no
effect.
longer
It's
call
not
them
what
natural
we
fruits.
can
So they have been
see now,
changed, they have
but
been altered,
accumulation,
and so we
it's
say
what
they are processed
brings about the
fruits.
long-term effects on the
These
children
foods
and on
undergo
adults too. Another
pasteurization,
processed
canning,
food
cooking,
is ketchup.
frozen, drying,
Please, as much as we
dehydration,
can,
and a lot of
eliminate
additives,
ketchup from your
preservatives,
pantry
artificial flavors,
because it
colors go
contains
into
copious amounts
them.
of sugar, which can be
Okay?
addictive and very harmful
Examples
for
of
you.
processed fruits include
Why not go for
bread,
natural
breakfast
tomatoes?
cereals,
Blend your
cheese,
tomatoes,
cakes and biscuits,
spice it
drinks,
up and make
soft
your own
drinks,
ketchup,
tinned
homemade
fruit
ketchup.
and veggies,
Go
canned
natural.
veggies,
There's nothing
supermarket
sweet
bread.
about
All of
processed
these
foods because a lot
are
of
processed
addictive. Sometimes we need to
fruits.
start reading
And
food
so,
labels.
briefly, I
When
want
you
to
read
tell
some
us
food labels,
few
you stop
things we
buying
need
some
to
of these
know
things.
about
When you read
processed
some
fruits.
of their
Processed
composition
fruits
and
contain
you try
refined
to make
sugar.
research about the composition of
They
some of these
contain
processed
high
fruits,
fructose corn
you know
syrup.
that
They
these
also contain
chemicals
artificial
are actually
sweeteners.
harmful to
They
our body.
contain
They have a
artificial
long-term
flavor,
effect. Okay?
artificial colors,
Now, I want
and
to talk about
preservatives.
breakfast cereal.
Some of them
I know children are victims of breakfast cereal. As parents, we're looking for something we can easily prepare, no cook time, easy to make, easy to eat for the children. I understand. But one thing I want to say is there are a lot of healthy foods you can give your children for breakfast. And it's easy to prepare. One of those healthy food is boiled egg. Boiled egg is very nutritious. It's nutrient dense. It contains all vitamins except vitamin C. Is rich in, minerals. It contains choline, everything that supports the brain health of your child. Children are growing. They need nutritive food for their brain, for brain formation, brain development. They need to recall information. They need to retain information. One of the food that helps in brain function is egg. One boiled egg for breakfast is good for your child. It's healthy, it's nutritious, it has a lot of benefits for your child and even for you as an adult. You can decide to go on egg. Another alternative to breakfast cereal is boiled yam. Boiled yam and scrambled eggs, boiled potatoes, boiled plantain. All of these are good options compared to breakfast cereal because this processed food contains little nutrition. Most of them, they have been highly processed, over processed, ultra processed, and what they do is to add these nutrients in form of concentrate, the sodium, the potassium, all those things you are seeing when you read the nutritional values of these things. All those nutrients that you see are all added to it, and they're not even from the natural source. They are all products of processing. Okay? And we also have instant noodles. Instant noodles is overly processed food. They go through a lot of processing, contains a lot of chemicals that when you know how this food are being processed, I bet you're going to stop taking some of this processed food. Instant noodles is not something you want to give your child every day, every other day, no. It's something you want to do once in a while, maybe once in a month when you don't have option, when you run out of food, and okay, the only thing you can quickly make for them is instant noodles. It's not something that should be part of their regular meals. It contains a lot of additives, a lot of
MSG, monosodium glutamate, all of these that are harmful for the system, the organ, the kidney,
Hello,
the liver.
everyone.
So please,
Today,
let's try to
I will be talking
minimize
about
the amount of processed food we give to our children. We have alternatives to all of these processed foods we give to them.
Fruits?
Another thing that is a major part of their lunch bag is
changed from the natural state. They have been transformed, so we can no longer call them natural fruits. So they have been changed, they have been altered, and so we say they are processed
good for
fruits.
The health. And they take these drinks
every
day, Mondays to Fridays, Saturday, Sunday. Some of them Saturdays we still take them to the mall, we buy ice cream, we buy all of this,
and a lot of
processed
preservatives
for them.
Artificial flavors, colors,
reduce it to the minimum. We can choose, to
examples of processed
about being intentional about it. If you want to be intentional about it, you can actually, cut off from processed food. If not totally, but you can choose, to treat your children. Maybe every Sundays we go to the mall, you can have ice cream.
Supermarket bread.
But for the rest of the weekdays, you can decide to offer them fruit juice.
And so, briefly,
make them fruit juice, make them smoothies.
Few things we need to know
give them
about
processed and I think some schools are now making it mandatory for kids to come to school with fruit at least 2 times in a week.
Syrup.
So at least
they
you
also
can
contain artificial sweeteners.
The amount of processed food they take in
artificial
the
flavor, artificial colors.
And when we talk about
preservatives,
we have snacks that are healthy and natural we can offer to our kids. Popcorn is healthy, good snacks, minimum processing. We have roasted corn. There's nothing stopping us from giving our children roasted corn as snacks when they come back from school. There's nothing stopping us from making boiled corn for them. I mean, what about roasted plantain, barley, and groundnut? So we have a varieties of natural foods we can offer to our children that are healthy, that will support their growth, that will support their development, that will support their brain function too. Okay, so let's encourage our children. We can start teaching them to read labels on food. We can start teaching them how to read labels on food. And when they have that knowledge, they can by themselves select what to take and what not to take. I know a 6-year-old child that reads the labels on food, and he has been enlightened on some of the, harmful chemicals to look out for. And so when he sees caramel in some drinks, he comes out to the mom and says, "Mom, I'm not going to take this drink because it contains caramel, and caramel is bad for your health." So we can start educating our kids on food labels and some of the additives in food that are actually harmful to their health. So I want to encourage us today, let's be intentional about what we give to our children. Let's be intentional about what we eat. A lot of things goes into processed foods, and the annoying part of it is they contain little calories. They are empty calories. Let me say they are empty. They have empty calories. Empty calories means those calories have no nutritional values. They are there. You see them, they write caloric and all of that, but those calories are empty. They're not going to help your health. They're not going to help your body function. So they contain empty calories. So let's try to, up our game when it comes to nutrition. Let's try natural foods. Let's try, natural fruits that are healthy and nutritious for our kids, and also for us as parents. Okay, so till I come your way again next week, eat healthy, eat nutrients. Bye.